Yo, man, what's going on, man? Get back Rod 3 times, active game, blurry 2K game, Risky, all that good shit, man. Bringing y'all another video. Interesting topic, right? Today, man, let me get into my jug. I want to talk about why Tom Holland's Spider-Man hurt me. Hurt me. Why he hurt me. Why Kevin Feige hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Why John Watts hurt me. They all failed me, man. And it hit me in my heart. I wrote down a list of reasons in my notes, pretty much off the top what I could think of, and there's a lot of reasons. So that's how you know that I was actually heartbroken by this character in this iteration of Tom Holland's MCU portrayal of Spider-Man. It really did something to me, to my soul. I'm deeply bothered. I like to say I could just easily forget it, but it's just deeply ingrained. Every time I go into the MCU and watch all its earlier movies and enjoy its glory, it really sucks to know that Spider-Man is like my least favorite out of like everything, because I love Spider-Man. I've always loved Spider-Man out of everyone. You know what I'm saying? When they announced for the first time that Spider-Man was joining the MCU, I was stoked. I was hyped. It was like, finally, I get to see him alone with these other people. He could show him how it was really done. He could show you what a really vigilante hero looks like, who saves the day all by himself. He's going to show the Avengers. They're going to be like, oh, man, we should go and recruit this kid. But, they actually made a kid, and he had no experience. He was a fanboy. It was everything I didn't want, basically. They pretty much just jigged and reset. They caved in, they jugged and set his whole character. Amy Pascal, whoever it was, what I'm saying? I hope they choke on a chicken bone for doing that to my Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? I hope they get paper cuts, whatever it may be. I just hope they suffer, because this wasn't supposed to happen to me. This was what supposed to happen to my Spider-Man. This was not my vision, and now I'm hurt. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the reasons. Enough stalling, you know what I'm saying? I just have to explain my frustration. So let's get right into detail. Number one, he's too accident prone and causes more problems than the villains. Now I think this is more prevalent in no other portrayal than his actions in Homecoming. In Homecoming, he's constantly fucking up. It becomes to it's to a point where it's like, okay, if y'all trying to say they going for the inexperienced Spider-Man story, why is it that no other Spider-Man was this experienced? You know what I'm saying? Why is it that no other Spider-Man was, not only letting the bad guy go, but causing casualties in the process? You know what I'm saying? Why did the why wasn't any other Spider-Man endangering people's lives like this? And at least when you say like take Spider-Man 2 for an example. Take how Toby brought Doc Ock to the train, right? Like he punched him and then they both fell on the train. You know what I'm saying? At least I know he brought the fight to the civilians, but at least he was able to fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? At least he was able to fix the damage that he caused by stopping the train. You know what I'm saying? Getting him out of harm's way and things like that, even though he did get kidnapped or whatever. But at least he was able to save them while fighting. You know what I'm saying? Doc Ock was busy throwing women and he swooped in and saved them. You know what I'm saying? Before he continued his chase and shit like that. But Tom gets none of that. Tom fucks up. Tom Spider-Man fucks up all the time. He leads his actions directly lead into there being, you know what I'm saying, massive casualties, and he's not. And then when he tries to fix it, he's not even allowed to. You know what I'm saying? Iron Man or someone has to come up and save him or something like that. Like, really? I just thought it was stupid. But yeah, he causes in Homecoming. He destroys the deli when he was fighting the dudes in the ATM. He destroys the ATM in the deli. He destroys he almost kills a cat. You know what I'm saying? He destroys the monument with all his friends inside. Then he destroys the ferry. Then he brings down you know what I'm saying? He brings down a Stark plane and crashes on a beach. I'm like, man, how many times is this kid gonna keep fucking up in this movie? Like, really? You know what I'm saying? And for all y'all who says, oh well, Spider-Man is young right now. In that movie, he's 15. I mean, yeah, but y'all talking about comic portrayals. You can't say that Tom is the most accurate comic portrayal, because he was just as young as the Spider-Man in the comics when he first became Spider-Man, and then go back and try to say, well, oh, he's too young, so you can't, he's too young and experienced, so you can't down him for that. You can't just say, well, that's why he's fucking up. It's just because he's young. It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it. He's like the comic portrayal, like you say. You know what I'm saying? And he's fucking up. He's just not like the kind, like, or like he's not like the comics. Let's just keep it like that. He's not like the comics. Like, they was both 15, but the comics was still responsible. He still fucked up. You know what I mean? Even if he fucked up, he still was allowed to fix it by himself. This Tom isn't even allowed to do that. So I don't. That age shit. It's not. You can't use it. You know what I'm saying? You can't use it. It don't work like that. But yeah, man, he's too accident prone. He always is doing dumb shit before he's allowed to fix his mistakes. It really irks my soul. It really irks, like, cause Spider-Man is supposed to be one of the most coordinated heroes, like, in Marvel, and it just to see this dude just running around just like some cousin Stanley SpongeBob shit, just like he just it's just bad luck. Like, that's never was a part of his character. Like, it's stupid. It really is stupid, and it's awkward to watch, man. It's no wonder no one could take this kid serious. You know what I'm saying? When you put him up against other people, because, like, look what the hell he's doing. You know what I'm saying? You making movie references, running through people's houses, falling on tops of tree houses, knocking over tree houses and shit, falling on sheds, destroying people's pool parties and shit. Like what the hell is this? Man, please. You know what I'm saying? Get the hell out of here, man. Get out of my face, bro. That's not my spot, man. But yeah, another thing is that's one of my points, that he's too accident prone. I hate that shit. Him and his friends aren't an accurate portrayal of today's teenagers. Now, this pisses me off too, because it's like you always get people talking about, oh man, he's a teen and this is how teens act, and it's mostly just like these out of age adults who are long past, you know what I'm saying, they prime in life, you know what I'm saying, they all in their 30s and 40s talking about what they think a teen accurate portrayal is. Teens don't behave like how they behave in these movies. They don't behave like this at all. You know what I'm saying? You got Ned and Betty over there awkwardly holding hands on the bus. Don't people realize that when you're a teenager, that's when your hormones start to really kick up? That's when kids start fucking and shit. Do people know that? That's when they start sneaking having sex. Do people not know this? How long has it since people have been teenagers? Teens act like that. They act like, hormone beasts. So I ain't gonna say beast. But I'm 21. I was just in high school. I know how teens act, man. Teens cuss. Teens, saying, they tried to do the little party in homecoming, but that shit felt so PG. They over here drinking punch and shit. I'm like, man, where's the act? That's not how teens act, man. This feels more like some Disney teenage shit. They're like some lab rats or something like that. This don't feel real teenage life. You know what I'm saying? I think they were just going for that Disney-esque Nickelodeon teenager portrayal, that iCarly shit, because this isn't an accurate portrayal of teenagers at all. You know what I'm saying? They act like little kids, man. They're irresponsible. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even when Peter in Homecoming, I'm sick of Mr. Stark treating me like a kid all the time, and then he jumps on the bed. Yeah, like, okay. Yeah, that's a real teenager, man. Like, nah, son, I think they're a little below their age range with these movies, man. Nah, son, I'm not buying it. They just a little bit too immature for me. You know what I'm saying? Teenagers should at least be able to, if they deal with the same situations as adults, they should be able to be seen talking and leveling themselves equally at an equal standing with adults. And Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and his friends, they don't do that. Case in point, when he and MJ and Ned was talking to Doctor Strange and all that, and then they were just acting like buffoons the whole movie, and like, that's not how adults act. Especially because they about to be in college in that movie. They still acting like little kids, man. Like, and I'm gonna get into more about why I think that is later on. That that Gen Z shit, yeah, it gets bad, man. It gets real bad. But yeah, they're not today's teenagers at all, man. They not to, like, they don't even fit the TikTok portrayal, and I hate TikTok. they're too young. They act too young in these movies. Another thing I don't like is there is no edge to like Tom Holland and Spider-Man, like there until No Way Home. So like like instead of feeling like this is the straw that broke the camel's back when like spoiler alert when Goblin kills Aunt May, it feels out of character because there was no edge to any, like there was no edge to his character before that moment at all in any of the two past movies or any of the Avengers movies, and nothing. He was always a sweet little hearted cinnamon roll, like from how everyone was portraying him and coddling him. You know what I'm saying, coddling him, and he's over here just oh no, oh Mr. Stark, oh no. And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, someone dies that is important to him, and all of a sudden he want to go, I just want to kill you myself. Like, man, get the hell out of here. I don't take that shit serious at all. You be bullshitting. I just want to kill you myself. Yeah, okay. Where was that edge after he came back from being dusted in Infinity War? Where was that edge in Far From Home? He just, I want to tell Michelle that I like her. Oh yeah. Well, there was nothing about, I just died and blah blah blah. Maybe this superhero life is not as cracked up as I don't know if, you know what I'm saying. It's not as cracked as I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? I just died and no one was there for me after Tony Stark died or nothing like that. No Pepper, no nothing. He's not even questioning nothing. He's just all happy and like the dude ain't just get dusted and feel it. How you get dusted? You the only one that felt you dying like that, and there's just no signs of PTSD or nothing. I don't know if that's Tom Holland's terrible acting, but I think it's mostly the script. Like, the script just doesn't give him any juicy flavor material to work with. He has no A1 steak sauce, no Old Bay, no seasoning. It's just nothing. It's such a bland portrayal, man. Where's the edge? The edge just can't come out of nowhere, man. You can't just say all of a sudden be an angst character just because the plot demands that we care about Aunt May all of a sudden when she wasn't a character in the past two movies, but now all of a sudden, oh man, we gotta feel something for her, so we should feel something for you. Man, get the hell out of here, man. His angst is not deserved. His edge is not deserved. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't care about anything that they tried to make me feel about the character when after his dark point. I couldn't care about it. No, I wanted to. It hurt because I wanted to. I wanted to be there for Tom, man. I wanted to be there for his iteration. I was like, man, that sucks, bruh. You losing a family member like that, and he was forced to watch. I'm like, man, that sucks, but I just couldn't do it, and it hurt me. You know what I'm saying? It hurt, dog. It hurt. It actually hurt. So I just, man, it's so weird to me. It's so weird how my emotions is so conflicted with this because there's just no juicy material. But yeah, man, I was pissed off about that too. His stupid, needless posing that he does to be taken serious, even in places where it doesn't fit. Now hold on, I'm gonna get to this in a second. Let me just swap my thing. Alright, now while talking about his posing, this is kind of like a nitpick I have. It's not like a serious character flaw, but it just, I notice it. I don't know if other people notice it, but I notice it. It's like, what the hell is Tom doing? You know, he's doing that little, it's like where he gets down and he's got like his knee, he's got like his legs spread and he's got like his arms like in a stupid ass Mortal Kombat Annihilation looking pose position, and he's all knee to the ground and shit, trying to look cool and shit. I'm like, what are you doing, man? That does not look. I guess he's trying to go for this. That don't look Spider-Man to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Spider-Man doesn't do that that's not his fighting stance, dog. That looks nothing like Spider-Man at all. Like, Spider-Man stands straight up and he just has his arms like he just has his arms to the side like he's almost like he's not. It's like I don't know how to explain it. Like, think of the PS4 Spider-Man after you're not fighting, but he just got done from a fight, like where he's crouched a little bit and his arms is just, that's how I look at it. I'll probably put like a picture or something so y'all can see. But yeah, and then he does it at the times. It's not even so much how it looks. It's also the fact that he does it at times where it's like it's not even warranted or it doesn't even fit the scene. Like, remember after Aunt May just got hit with Goblin's glider, you know what I'm saying? And she was just all sprawled out on the floor, and he's over here sitting over here doing the pose and shit. Like, I'm like, bro, you're not gonna check on your aunt? He's over here monologuing. Why are you still trying to fight this man, your aunt? You know what I'm saying? He didn't I guess he was still thinking like he was still on guard for an attack or whatever, but I'm just thinking like, bruh, You sitting over here taking the time to do this corny pose, this cornball pose. Your aunt over there on life support. You sure you don't want to help her? You know, it's just stupid. And then he looked like the only dude that looked goofy and silly to me. You know what I'm saying? And such a trope when he came back in Endgame, like when they was all assembling out of the portals and he did that stupid pose. I was like, man, please dust him. He could not. He don't need to come back. He could be dusted again. It just was like, man. That yeah, I think that might just be a nitpick that I have. I don't know if anyone else picked up on how awkward that looks, but his pose is stupid. Tom Holland don't know what he's doing. And that brings me to my next point. Tom Holland taking inspiration from Marty McFly to help with the role as Spider-Man should have been a red flag on everyone's radar in America and the world. Now hold on, let me get this pure leaf because my throat is killing me. Yeah, when he told everyone that he took inspiration from for Marty McFly for the role, that should have been a red flag for everyone. Really, Marty McFly for Spider-Man role? That doesn't even make sense. They act nothing alike. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens when you cast unknown Britons who don't know anything about the character. You know what I'm saying? To try and portray Spider-Man, you just get shit like this. They seriously don't act nothing alike. No wonder he's so awkward and such a terrible portrayal. Because, really? Marty McFly? Alright, man. Yeah, okay. And then the fact that everyone's okay with this. Like, this is just letting you know that the MCU normies and people who just want to see MCU movies don't care at all about Spider-Man. They overrun. They overrun. You know what I'm saying? The fandom to the point where us real Spider-Man critiques, you know what I'm saying, would actually have some points to get out. You know what I'm saying? We just get overshadowed and overtalked. Luckily, we was able to break through the hole and let these John Watts and all them know about our complaints, so they fixed them at the end of No Way Home. But I think it's still a little too late. How long it's been? 6 movies? You know what I'm saying? The fact that we had a Marty McFly running around for 6 movies is disgusting. I'm just saying it like that. But yeah, man, that's man, what a taste it left in my mouth. I want to spit. He feels like this is another thing. He feels like a full support character in every film he's in except No Way Home. Yeah, yeah, like every in Homecoming he's a support character that feel like to Iron Man. In the Avengers, I mean, that's obvious, right? Of course he's a support character. Tony didn't even want him to be there in Infinity War. He literally sent him home. Dude had to sneak on the ship. This is Spider-Man we're talking about, by the way. This is not some random Joe Schmo human. I mean, hero, a human wannabe hero who. This is Spider-Man we're talking about. This is Marvel's #1 for years. Okay, this is not like people get this. This is how I'm just. It lets me know that the fans of the MCU just don't know anything about like these comic book like iterations and build up. They don't know nothing. They just there for the good movies. It's a Spider-Man we're talking about, man. This isn't some fucking Joe Schmo. Having him play second fiddle to anyone. I don't care if Iron Man built the MCU. Spider-Man built comic superbook heroes. You wouldn't have no comic. You wouldn't have nothing. The MCU wouldn't exist without Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with Sam Raimi. It wouldn't exist. Okay? So miss me with that whole, Iron Man is so important. And now that it's basically confirmed that Tobey exists, it's just in another universe, that's double. Like, it double. It's like he birthed all this shit, Spider-Man. So don't give me that whole, I don't care if it's another universe. He should be just as important. You know what I'm saying? He should be, like, if we going from a meta standpoint, he should be just as important. But no, no. He's gotta be mentee into the position instead of him just, you know what I'm saying, learning these things on his own. And Far From Home, Iron Man's legacy, and you gonna be the next Iron Man? Happy Hogan. You'll never be the next Iron. Like, what? Why are y'all telling him this, man? Why is this in the script? Of course he won't, bro. That's not his character. You know what I'm saying? And why should we care? What, like this? Oh man, it's just yeah. No Way Home, Doctor Strange for pretty much the first half of the movie. Still was a show, even if he gets clowned on silly, which was stupid in itself. But even if he gets clowned on silly, like it's still his idea, or I mean, it's still his doing of the multiverse collapsing. Peter didn't do that; he just asked for it to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's still he pretty much Doctor Strange is setting the plot forward for Peter because Peter can't do that in his own movies for some reason. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the main problems. I'm getting to that next. I actually don't even have that written down. This is all improvised. Peter can never set the plot forward in his own movies on his own. Homecoming. If he didn't just so happen to run into those dudes at the bank who was robbing it with those weapons or whatever, he would have never knew about the Vulture. He would have never knew about any of that. It's just like it was happen chance. It was literally happen chance from a plot standpoint. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, they've been dealing in weapons since the first Avengers movie. So it was literally like, oh well, you know, might as well have Spider-Man come in and instead of it being anything personal or any real connection to it. Far From Home. You already know Mysterio with Tony Stark. That leads all the way back to Civil War, and then by extension, some of the people that was helping out Mysterio, Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? All his employees that he fired. You know what I'm saying? Ex-Starks and industry employees. That pretty much nothing to do with Peter. Peter was just in the way. You know what I'm saying? He didn't kick the plot for it. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even want to be Spider-Man in that movie. He literally was just trying to be on vacation, which is, you know what I'm saying? People defend that, and that's fine. But like I said, that just stands my point. You know what I'm saying? It helps my point that he doesn't want the plot to be kicked forward in any of this. He's literally just, I guess, unlucky. He just happens to be there. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know, dog. I don't know. It's looking iffy for this character. It's looking iffy. And then I'll just explain No Way Home with Doctor Strange and him starting to spell. So, you know what I'm saying, pretty much bringing the villains to Tom rather than it being, you know what I'm saying, anything else. So yeah, man, and he never in his first 3 movies in his whack-ass home trilogy, he hasn't done anything to really get things going himself. He's kind of just, you know what I'm saying, the poster boy that the plot drags along just because he's Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? He's not a 3D character. He's 2D. He's not a 3D character. He's not an actual living thing. He's just script. So yeah, that's pretty much one of the big problems with this iteration of the character. He's just script. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't feel like flesh and blood most of the time. So another thing is he became, I think, now this is just a me thing. I think this Spider-Man became Spider-Man. I think most people don't like him because he became Spider-Man too early and for no compelling reason. Like, okay, so you could say Spider-Man could be a 15-year-old Spider-Man, right? You know, that's fine. This Spider-Man, I think it was 14 or 15 when he became Spider-Man, and because it said it was like 6 months before Civil War, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what this Joker's birthday is, but yeah, he was like around that age, like that freshman age. And okay, whatever. You know, the comics was around that age too, right? But the thing is, since pretty much No Way Home just revamps that there was no Uncle Ben or there was no speech, and Civil War tries to imply there was a speech, there's really no solid ground of anything talking about like, you know, why he felt like he had the need to be a superhero. So if you don't take that into account, all that's left is, well, he just looked up to the Avengers and he wanted to be a hero of himself. And that's a reason. Hold on. But that's not enough. That's not a good enough reason for, you know, like his character alone. Like, okay, so take every hero like in phase 1 through 3, like Ant-Man, even Ant-Man, Black Panther, all these characters, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, of course. The only characters I probably wouldn't, you know, would say would be like maybe Black Widow and Hawkeye, but their lore and all that is it's already there and explained in tidbits enough where it's to the point where you don't really need none of. You really didn't even need a Black Widow movie, to be honest. You get the character without having to be told a full story. With Spider-Man, this portrayal with Spider-Man, Tom Holland's, you don't get that. You don't get why it's so like take the Homecoming for instance. What is so important that he needs to stop these guns from being dealt on the streets to him? We know they could potentially be dangerous, but to him, why does he feel? No one can answer this question. Why does he feel he needs to take these guns, why does he feel he needs to take these guys down, their operation down? Why is it personal for him? Can anyone answer that question? Other than, I want to impress the Avengers, Mr. Stark. No. Why is it personal for him? That's not personal. That's kind of selfish. You know what I'm saying? I think that I feel like that's selfish. I just want to impress someone, so I'm putting myself in harm's way, and especially all the things he does in the movie, which is endanger lives constantly. You know what I'm saying? The ferry, I already talked about the monument, the ferry. You know what I'm saying? Destroying shit, causing messes more than the villains. So even if you say he just wants to oppress the Avengers or whatever, that makes him seem worse because it's such a shallow reason. What's his real inner motive of wanting to stop these guys? What is it? There's just nothing. That's what happens when you get, I'm tired of an origin. I don't want to see an origin three different times. Well, guess what, you stupid idiots? It would have been 3 separate different iterations of the origin. It's not like it's the same. Like in Tasm, for instance. There was no the robber wasn't like. The robber killed himself in that movie. I mean not in Tasman, in the same Raimi movie. The robber killed himself. You know what I'm saying? The robber didn't kill himself in Tasman. There's different iterations. It's a different universe. You know what I'm saying? And then in Tasm, that Peter went ahead and tried to find his killer constantly until he realized he was just being selfish. It was for a selfish reason. So my point is, even if the origin, the basics of the origin is the same, there's always different portrayals of it. But these idiots just, who cares, bro? But no one complains about seeing Batman or James Bond, all these different iterations of these characters for years. But for Spider-Man, there's a problem. Okay. Even when this is this first character's time in the MCU, the number one Marvel character's first time in the MCU, and people are going to complain about a fucking origin? Like, that's going to slow down Spider-Man in the MCU, an origin story? Really? It's an origin. Who cares about seeing it 3 times? Really? Oh, so people just wanted to get straight to the juicy shit. Oh, let's see him interact with other heroes. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Civil War wasn't good enough for y'all? Him just showing up for no reason, no real motive, just being tricked, basically just coerced into it. Tricked. You know what I'm saying? And kicking ass and then just popping out the movie and leaving. That wasn't enough. Now y'all don't even want an origin. Y'all just want more MCU. More crossovers. This isn't fucking fan fiction, you fuckwits. Okay, he needs development. Real development. Not off-screen Tony Stark bonding. Real development. And I'm going to get to that in a moment. Y'all just fucking wait. Okay? Not off-screen relationships, real development for him to make sure he feels fleshed out in 3D and real. That way, when he interacts with these other characters, right? Like real life, like how emotions are, emotions are developed, and development, character development, and I just don't understand. It's felt once it's developed. But if there's no development, there's just nothing there. Right? Script, movies, good writing. Well, there's just nothing. There's no, when you're just the MCU normie, there's just nothing there. I feel like, if we're being honest, and I'm not even halfway done with this list, if we're being honest, MCU Spider-Man is literally like Like he's like phase 4 in phase 1 through 3. Like he's, in my opinion, he's that bad. Like he just feels, compared to all the other characters, there's nothing to him. There's no fleshing out of him or his supporting cast or his movies. There's nothing to be fleshed out. It feels so paper thin, man. It feels so paper mache compared to everyone else, literally. And then the fact that you know why he can't be the next Iron Man, because he was nothing before the mantle was handed to him. He was nothing before the mantle was handed to him, because he wasn't his own. He can't, if he's not allowed to be his own person, he can't be anyone else. Okay. If you're not allowed to be your own person, you can't be handed another template. You know what I'm saying? The Falcon, I don't think the Falcon was that much developed either, but you know what I'm saying, before Endgame. But at least he was the Falcon before he was Captain America. I could say that about him. You know what I'm saying? At least he had something going before him before he was past the mantle. I can't say the same about Iron Holland. Keeping it a buck. That's the problem with most of these mantles being passed, but you know, that's a whole different video. Yeah. I think, now, I'm gonna say this. I think he does get a lot of shit for being too young and not allowed to do things on his own. When Toby and Andrew kind of like, they became Spider-Man basically when at the end, they was the same age when Tom as Tom, like at the end of No Way Home. Like as soon as he became Spider-Man, they already was like that. But the problem is, going for a young portrayal. It's like when Spider-Man was first introduced, we weren't expecting him to be. We were expecting him to be young, of course, but we weren't expecting him to be young and green. Especially because all the Avengers we wanted to see him interact with now are gone. Like Thor, I mean, really, he's barely on Earth anymore, and unless for like big threats. Cap is pretty much probably passed away by now. Tony's dead. Natasha's dead. Hawkeye is wherever. You know what I'm saying? Not really a factor like that. Hulk is like, it's just they all broken up. The people we want to see him with is over with. You know what I'm saying? It's literally over with. You know what I'm saying? The Avengers, the golden era is finished. He came at the eclipse of the golden era and he was green and he didn't even get to do anything. Is that what y'all wanted? Is that what everyone had envisioned when they saw for the first time that Spider-Man was going to be in the MCU? That he was literally going to be able to be in the golden era of the golden age? That he come like pretty much right at the end or right in the beginning when everyone was breaking up, and then he'd only be able to interact with like what, two others, like one Avenger and one other New York based dude and aliens, and that's it. Two mentors, Iron Man and Strange, and Guardians of the Galaxy for like a movie, and that's it. That's all we saw for Spider-Man. That's y'all MCU. That's y'all crossovers that y'all wanted so bad. No origin, y'all wanted crossovers, right? That's what y'all got for 6 movies. 2 characters treating him like a kid, like he's lower than, like he hasn't experienced tragedy and loss. 2 characters and basically people that he didn't even talk to. You know, the Guardians. Ooh, not even Gamora. I would at least be like, come on, man, that's my favorite Guardian. Gamora, Rocket, Groot. He didn't even get to say hi to Groot. I am Groot. I am Spider-Man. Like he didn't get nothing funny. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was cracking jokes but him when that's Spider-Man's character. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just everything wrong with Holland, basically. He's just there for the ride. He has nothing of importance. He's just there for the ride, you know what I'm saying? Born as hell. Yeah. Next point. I already talked about, yeah. He's just a kidager instead of an equal, you know what I'm saying? Always being looked down on, being called things like a ward, a stowaway. You know what I'm saying? The adults are talking. Oh, the adults are talking. Really? After, and this, mind you, this was said in Infinity War, after Homecoming, when Spider-Man supposedly proved himself and took down the Vulture by himself, you know what I'm saying, on the plane or whatever, when Stark and Happy and then wasn't listening to him. He proved himself. He went through all that struggle hood. And in the movie, the grand movie, one of the biggest superhero movies of all time, he's given the suit, and then immediately he's sent home by Daddy Stark, and then he has to sneak on the ship, get scolded for it, and then no one's taking him serious. He's a kid, and he's being told to shush. Like, okay, if this is y'all Spider-Man, this is not mine. I don't care. I don't care if TASM only has 2 movies. I don't care if it's not part of a large universe. I don't care. At least he's self-respected. You know what I'm saying? Really? Y'all might as well give him a diaper and a just put a pamper on him and give him a bib. You know what I'm saying? With a little a sucky, whatever that thing is called, pacifier. Pamper Holland. Y'all over here pampering this character like y'all over here pampering this character like, first of all, like he's not his age make like his age. First of all, he's 16. That's not what I could see if he was like 11 or something. He's 16. You know what I'm saying? What do you like? Okay, this whole time it's been like 2 years maybe since Homecoming. Y'all mean to tell me y'all didn't do no test runs on his powers while y'all was hanging out? Cause y'all bond all the time, right? Y'all got a bet. Y'all care for each other, right? It's Tony and Peter. So y'all didn't do no bonding. Y'all didn't see what he was capable of. Y'all didn't do no training, sparring, no nothing. He's just he's all the time they interact. He's just helpless and he's just, I don't care if they're trying to do the whole father son thing and he's just being overprotective. It literally makes sense that he's not one of the first person that Tony would come to. It doesn't make sense at all because it's a sign of trust. They don't trust each other in the Infinity War because he doesn't trust Peter being there. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't trust his capability. He doesn't trust that he'll be okay. So there's no real. They don't have trust in each other. So their bond isn't shit. And I'm actually glad that Tony's dead. I know that's some dark shit to say, but I'm glad he's dead. Because finally this character could develop on his own without him having to be in his memories and shit. I'm glad they went on ahead and life wiped him. Like, fucking finally. Get him the fuck out of there. It should have been more painful. He should have screamed when he snapped. You know what I'm saying? RDJ should have added a scream. I wanted to see him suffer for fucking up this character for as long as he did. You know what I'm saying? Stupid ass shit. Yeah, I'm tired of this kiddish ass Spider-Man. Next point. He whines constantly and always expects an easy way out. Yeah, he crying all the time, sobbing, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I basically already touched up on it, but instead of taking things in his own hands, I'm sorry, my throat's getting real, because I'm going ham. Instead of taking things in his own hands and treating it like an adult would treat it, so then he maybe get to be treated like one. You know what I'm saying? He's always trying to take shortcuts and cut around problems and things like that. The first thing he did in No Way Home was go to Doctor Strange to see if magic could fix his friends not being able to go get into college. Like, this blatant stupidity would maybe work if this was like Homecoming when he was still a kid. But he's about to be 18 almost. He's basically an adult. Why is he still acting like this, dog? Why? What is this writing? This is some typical. That's like a Drake and Josh plot. Like, oh yeah, let's fix it with magic. Like, wait, what? What is this nonsense, man? Come on, bro. It's just like his Peter. Tom Holland's Peter isn't compelling at all. Like, the only thing he has in his portrayal, some of his Spider-Man advice is decent. His portrayal of Peter is just not, like, you can't even relate to that shit. Fix it with magic. Really? Because y'all can't get into MIT. First of all, Spider-Man, you're not going to MIT anyway. You're New York based. You're not going to no damn Boston. You knew you wasn't from the beginning. Anyone who thought he was going to MIT, you obviously don't know nothing about this character. He's not moving to Boston with his friends. Sorry, bro. He probably gonna go to Columbia or something if he going to college. There's no damn Boston, bro. MIT out the window. Stop. That's enough. Stop trying to follow Daddy Stark's steps. Stop trying to follow Iron Man's steps in what school you should go to. Be your own man. Stay in New York. That lets you know he was willing to just leave. Fuck Spider-Man. He said, "Oh, I'll be Spider-Man in Boston with my friends." And no, the plot demands you stay in New York, bitch. Yeah. Anything other way. Anyway, yeah, that wasn't happening. So yeah, he talking about some yeah. And then he listens to Aunt May when he clearly was. He had his mom made up in the beginning like, no, I'm not doing this. But then Aunt May, instead of being an adult and saying no, I'm not doing it, because like with Mysterio, he should have learned his lesson of not trusting. When he feels that gut feeling in his stomach, it usually is a bad thing. And when an adult speaks out about it and tries to get you to change your mind, you should be damn it about it and saying no. He's the one with the power. Why is he being persuaded so easily? Just say no. Why? And this is not just a No Way Home too. And Far From Home, he pretty much runs away from responsibility. And even if you want to argue it's because he just came back to life, that wasn't well conveyed at all. Like, if it's not well conveyed in the film, then you're just you know what I'm saying, you're writing your own thing for the story. The most we got was that he was torn up about losing Iron Man. That's it. It had nothing to do with him. He didn't care about dying on Titan at all. We're not shown that. Aunt May didn't care about him dying. I think she dusted as well, but still, she would have known he died. Come on, he was in that fucking huge war. You want to tell me that the battle for the Infinity isn't documented? Whenever the in-game war was, the final battle, you mean to tell me that shit wasn't documented in the history books? If it isn't, that's fucking stupid. Even if it isn't documented, she should have still known he was there, and she doesn't care. So yeah. Yeah, I just hate that. That's his character, that he's just always whining and complaining and bitching and moaning. It's like, man, come on, fucking soup up and be a superhero. Little tyke. Yeah, his fights have been very underwhelming so far. Yes, even in No Way Home. All right, so hear me out. Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man just gets lucky all the time. Like, if he doesn't lose a fight, he just gets lucky. The only fight I could think, like, where he really, really won, like where he was going all out, like a real fight, like it was the end of No Way Home when we was fighting Goblin. That's it. And that fight was kind of, I ain't gonna lie, that was really PG-13, if you're being honest. Like, no, he was wailing on the Goblin with almost everything he had. He was bloodlusted. You mean to tell me there was not an inch of blood? Like, the Goblin is enhanced, but he ain't that enhanced to take a full barrage assault from a bloodlusted Peter like that. Man, please. There should have been jaws missing. There should have been eyes gone. His shit should have looked like mush. Yeah, he had a perfectly sculpted face. I'm like, man, please, bruh. He's still laughing at your punches. Yeah, him beating Doc Ock was stupid with the Stark tech or whatever. It's just his fights is. First of all, I think they're too short. He needs longer fights, man. He needs like longer fights, like how his fights goes as he meets the dude. They end up brawling. You know what I'm saying? They rumble for a little bit. Or he either wins by some Deus Ex Machina, or it's just like, someone comes in to save him, or I mean, that's pretty much it. Or just plot ends his fights, like plot or something like that. Or someone takes advantage of his stupidness, like when the Falcon put him out the window in Civil War. After he had both of them beaten and webbed up, he put him out the window with the drone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or his, yeah, like his spider sense don't be working. It's just like a whole lot bunch of shit to help the plot. It's like he's not really allowed to, because he's such a powerhouse normally, he's not really allowed to do nothing because they don't want other characters to just get destroyed. So they just have like some plot destroy him. You know what I'm saying? Stupid shit, basically. Um, yeah. Underwoman fights. Iron Man interrupted his development into becoming Spider-Man in Civil War. So this is something I thought about. If you really think about it, Iron Man came in at the point of Peter's life where it's like he was like turning into Spider-Man, but he wasn't exactly there yet. Like he had just made his first prototype costume. Like remember in the Raimi movies when Toby was doing the wrestling and he had the wrestling costume and it wasn't like Spider-Man yet. Yeah, Tony came in at around that time, so he wasn't allowed. I mean, he wasn't allowed to really develop at his own hero. It's like his development was put on pause because Tony just like, okay, well, I need you here. Come on. Like he wasn't allowed to fully be fleshed out yet. And this is made even more evident when Tony makes him the suit instead of Peter making it himself. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much just doing everything for him. Money troubles, all that's out the window. We don't know what goes on off screen because we're not shown. So the bond that we're supposed to feel hype about isn't there. So you giving us the bad without any of the good, really. You know what I'm saying? The good probably would have been seeing him interact with other Avengers. Okay, yeah, so his development gets put on hold. But at least we get to see him interact with other people and things in this universe. Nope, we don't get none of that. You know, just fight interactions and Tony Stark. And Tony Stark is just Tony Stark yelling at him. It's not like that real, moments of them being, No, it's just because I said so. I'm gonna need the suit back. Okay, well, here you go, Dad. Get the hell out of my face. This shit is shit. It's yeah, that's pretty much what I talked about. That father-son bond they always have is all screen, and anytime we're supposed to care about the relationship is when they battle, is when they're in battle or when Tony scolds them. So yeah, I just talked about that. There's really nothing that people try to like act like this. All these stories and fluff and shit, fan art and all this that people give. You know what I'm saying? Iron Man and Spider-Man, when there's really nothing there at all. There's really nothing there. Like, if you just watch the movies, there's really nothing. Like, there's no heart-to-heart moment at all. Where's the heart-to-heart moment? In Endgame, when Tony's about to die, that's a heart-to-heart moment. Oh, in the middle of the war in Endgame, when they first reunite and they have that one little quick scene of, you know what I'm saying, when they hug each other, there was no heart-to-heart moment. I'm talking about in life, when they're not in battle, just goofing around, clowning and off, having fun. You know what I'm saying? Talking about science or whatever. You can't find nothing. There's nothing in the MCU. So stop with all this story nonsense. Stop trying to, you know what I'm saying, make this shit seem as good as it is. It's not. Get the fuck out of here. He rather yell at the dude than he rather, you know what I'm saying, be buddies with him. Fuck Tony. And this brings me my next point. All he is Tony's morality pet. You know what I'm saying? He's Tony. That's more than he's a character of his own. He's Tony's morality pet. He's something to have Tony feel like he could keep going. He's something to make Tony continue to go forward. That's all he was in Endgame. When Tony saw the picture of him, you know what I'm saying? He's just there for Tony's development. They use Spider-Man for Iron Man's development. I want you to let that sink in. Yeah, it's that bad, Kevin Feige. Yeah, Feige. What the hell was you thinking, boy? You know what I'm saying? You need to be smacked upside the head with something. Clown. Yeah, I just want to let you... take a second to let that really sink in. They let Spider-Man be Iron Man's development. Okay. Alright. Damn. That wouldn't be Toby. That wouldn't be Andrew. Better get off them Stark nuts. He's awkward all the time, even when he's in the suit, and his mannerisms when he's Spider-Man are terrible. He's too stiff. So if you notice when Tom walks around in a Spider-Man suit, he don't got the Spider-Man swagger. He's all like uptight. He has like his arms all up, and he's just walking around like he doesn't know what's going on, and he's acting like he's so new to this, and he's not. Like, that's too. First of all, it's too stiff for Spider-Man. Like, Spider-Man is supposed to be loose. You know what I mean? Like, he's comfortable with it, because it's like a false pseudo confidence, because he's supposed to be acting like he's not scared because he's young. That's the whole point. He's young. You know what I'm saying? He's not used to this. He's fighting crime in basically a nothing suit, which the suit that Tony give him, it defeats the whole purpose of that anyway. But you know what I'm saying? The nothing suit. So he's trying to give himself that confidence to build him, you know what I'm saying, his self-esteem of like, all right, I got this. But that's not Tom, man. That's not Tom. Tom walks around like, oh, man. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Oh, so scary. Oh, yeah, he does that little voice too. Oh, man. Oh, man, I can't believe it. Oh, well, yeah. It's like, well, bro, why are you talking like that, bro? What is that? And I don't know if that's that Marty McFly he's talking about, but, bro, the whole point is he acts like that when he's Peter. He doesn't act like that when he's Spider-Man. When he's like Spider-Man, he becomes funny. Yeah, you know. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be relaxing. He's supposed to have swagger. He's supposed to have, cockiness. He's supposed to be like a smart aleck. He's supposed to be an asshole. That's supposed to be Spider-Man. But you don't see Tom Holland's acting is so bad and bland. You don't see the switch flipping on and off when he's in and out the mask. It's like the same character. You know what I'm saying? So it loses the appeal. It really loses the appeal. Not to mention the fact that this character likes to always take off his fucking mask. It's like he doesn't even like being Spider-Man in most of these movies. It's just, he'd rather have his mask off. It's like, okay, you do you, buddy. That's why Mysterio went ahead and outed your dumb simpleton, stupid ass. How you feel now? But yeah, man, I'll put some clips so you can see what y'all can see what I'm talking about. He needs to loosen up. His portrayal was garbage. I already talked about this. I basically said it already. His era starts where most of the heroes' eras we wanted to see him interact with have already ended, i.e. the OG 6 Avengers. You already know. Like, who could, like, be honest, like, who do we really want to see him interact with now? Strange is trash. That Loki variant. I mean, he first of all, that Loki show, he wasn't, that variant wasn't more interesting than the original Loki that died. So who cares? Oh yeah, that Loki variant. Oh, he's silly now, so him and Tom will get along just well. Like, get the hell out of here. Who else? Wanda, the mass murderer. Yeah, if she don't remind him of her kids, then maybe she won't, try to hex that nigga. The YouTube not gonna like that word. Bucky and Falcon, probably is the most interesting one, just because they got their ass whooped in Civil War. So when they remember Spider-Man. I was gonna be like, they don't even remember him, but yeah, they do. That's the only thing I can think of. Other than that, people want to see him interact with like kids, like Kate Bishop and Kamala and all these others. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see that. I guess Deadpool and Daredevil too. But I don't want to see that the whole Kate and all that. I mean, they could talk or whatever, but I don't want to see them going on missions and doing things like that, being a duo, because Spider-Man is long. Kate just started her journey. Spider-Man should be long past that. He's sitting over here boxing with the Goblin, throwing each other through apartments and shit. Kate is not built like that. Kate get herself into a situation with Spider-Man, she's gonna die off first impact. Like, she needs to just be like, nah, so I don't want to see that. She's going to weigh him down. Her stories is going to weigh him down. We need to get Spider-Man out of the Disney shit. Get him out of that kicking it atmosphere, that Jesse atmosphere, that whole, you know what I'm saying? Get him out of that shit. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be, he's done with that PG-ness. Please have him for a mature audience, please. You know what I'm saying? But of course, people can't see this portrayal like this because Tom Holland is forever going to be a 16-year-old in people's minds. So that man will never be a grown adult. It's not how he acts, it's how he looks. He will never be taken as a grown man. And that's just how people look at him. And it's sad because, that unless they recast, this Spider-Man is always going to look like a kid in people's eyes. You know what I'm saying? He can't even grow into being 5'10". He's always going to be like 5'5" even. So Yeah, so they probably is going to put him with the Young Avengers or something stupid like that. Um, his supporting cast is too goofy, and they break any, if not all, tension. Yeah, so you know the goofy Ned, goofy Michelle, that stupid ass Flash. Everyone that just acts like they're out of a sitcom. They act like Boys Meets World or some shit like that. Like, why, when, like, take the Far From Home scene where they're all about to die, and then they just start listing like all the things that they wish they could have done before they died and things like that, all the secrets and things like that. That's prime example right there. That's textbook. Like, imagine that moment in like the Winter Soldier. Could you imagine? Could you imagine before the Triskelion or something like that goes down, like Falcon and all them just got on the intercom and started telling each other secrets before they died? Like, come on, son. That's what I'm saying. The tone that those characters bring to these movies is just too. It's a problem because, and I guess No Way Home sort of fixed this in the second half. There was still weird tonal shifts like in that movie though, like Aunt May dying, and then all of a sudden you cut into Andrew and Toby coming through the portal. Like, dang, y'all can't push that a little farther back. This man's aunt just died, and now that's completely overshadowed. That's completely overshadowed by probably one of the hypest moments in superhero movie history. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one even cares. This is because, like, right after this scene, you got Toby in the movie. Like, sheesh. Can y'all let my man get his sad moment out the way first? But yeah, it's just the tones in these movies. John Watts, he sucks at tone. He sucks at tone portrayal. I feel almost no tension can ever be built right. I think the best portrayal of tension was the Goblin scene when Spider-Man had his sense going off, and in Homecoming with the Vulture in the car. That's it. Those are the only two scenes where I think he did tension right. Everything else fell flat on his face. You know what I'm saying? Even the Vulture scene didn't make sense. Because Tom could easily suppress this dude with no suit on, with just a gun in his hand. Like, come on, get the hell out of here. Yo, he's a kid. Yeah, no. I already talked about why that's stupid. If you're going to say he's a kid, then you can't say that he's an accurate portrayal to the comics because he's 15. Stan Lee can't say it either. Rest in peace, Stan Lee, but he was wrong. You can't say it either. You know what I'm saying? You can't have your cake and eat it, like I said, so you got to pick one. You know what I'm saying? Either he's competent either he should be competent, or you can't use that excuse. Yeah. So yeah, the supporting cast is too goofy, and they bogged the media down. Why y'all think that they didn't have Ned and MJ in that Goblin apartment scene? Because they would have fucked the whole scene up. They said Tom said, stay here so y'all don't fuck up my movie. Just stay here, okay? All right, I got some real tension brewing in this next scene. You know, real deaths, serious stakes. I need y'all here. So yeah, the Home trilogy built an audience of moviegoers who prefer soft-hearted, rom-com, pampered superhero movies. So anytime they try to take this character into a more grittier tone, the fans are going to clash. So yeah, this is pretty much a problem. Like, anytime they try to do something serious with this iteration, this version of Spider-Man, Tom Holland, the fans that prefer, you know, that 16 Candles, you know, that John Hughes feel, you know what I'm saying, Tom Holland Spider-Man is such a sweet little boy, you know, he's such a little cute pumpkin flake, you know, who cooing and shit like that. I mean, anytime he's in serious danger and he loses people, they're not gonna like it. They're not gonna like it because he was built like that for movies, not just one movie, movies. You know what I'm saying? He built a fan base of that. So now that he lost that in No Way Home, you see people like, oh, I didn't like the movie. He lost too much. He has nothing to fall back on. Yada yada yada. And then of course you got the people who actually like this portrayal. So what do you think is happening? Tonal clash. You know, fan bases clashing. You know, difference of opinion. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, most of the MCU fans was keeping this Spider-Man for going forward anyway. It wasn't until, you know what I'm saying, us real Spider-Man fans came out the blue, you know what I'm saying, about what we didn't like about the character and got him to actually development. I mean, we got some actual development, because without us, Tom Holland would have been doomed. You know what I'm saying? He would have been doomed. How many movies has it been? 6, 8? with nothing going on, and except for the second half of his last movie, we finally got some development for this kid. We really saved his life out here. Uh, I already talked about this. Tom is finished growing as a man. They need to recast, or else Tom will forever look 15. So basically, yeah, he's like 26 in real life. Peter is 18, and at the end of No Way Home, and he looks the same as he did in Homecoming when in the universe he was like 15 in that movie. So Tom Holland realistically is not going to grow anymore as a man. He's just. I have a brother, who's his age. I think a year older. They were like, it's the same situation with him. He just, once you reach a certain age, it's just done. They need to go ahead and recast, bro, because at least unless you want to have him playing the same character into his 30s, still looking 5'5" with a beard, maybe if he even gets that. I no disrespect to Tom, I'm just keeping it real. Like some people's genes, they just don't have it. I'm saying I ain't gonna sugarcoat. I'm saying I don't care about your feelings. Next point, Zendaya. I don't like Zendaya. It's not even that she was given a role as this new pseudo MJ or whoever she's supposed to be, Michelle Jones. I don't care about her being the love interest with her. I just don't like how she plays the role. I don't have nothing against her as an actor or a person or nothing. I just don't like how she plays the role of the character. I don't think she's too what's the word? Was it empath or not empath or apathy? Like she just radiates apathy, and I don't think that's healthy for. I don't even think that works as a relationship for this Tom Holland. Like it doesn't even work. First of all, their relationship comes out of nowhere, and I don't find apathy attractive. I don't find I don't care, yada 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 about life. Oh, it sucks. Yada. We don't even know anything about her life or why she acts like this. So if you're gonna make her constantly just apathetic, when most of us find this really annoying, especially because I just know people like this and they just bog me down, man. I knew people like this in school. It was just annoying. No one talked to them. It's like if you're gonna make her like this, give her some backstory, flesh her out, please. So it's not just one note apathy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just don't like her character. I think she's too much of a smart ass in most things. She talks to people reckless. She threw bread at my boy Andrew. Like, come on, man. And then everyone's like, no one even cared about Zendaya in that scene. It was on my boy Andrew, you know what I'm saying, getting him redemption, you know what I'm saying, like that. Gwen was way better than Zendaya. Emma Stone, way, way better. More attractive, too, if you ask me. Yeah, I feel that way. I know Zendaya look fine, but it just ain't, to me, you know what I'm saying? She's seen better days, but anyway, I don't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But next, the score for the most part sounds very mid. I don't like the main Spider-Man theme so far. I don't like it. I don't like any of the iterations of it. It seems like too kiddie. Like I get maybe that's the point they was going for, because this was they building like a you know what I'm saying, him up from a teenager to a grown man, but it compared to everything else we heard from the games to the other movies, it don't feel triumph or badass. It's like it don't feel nothing. It just feel like, well, here's your kid Spider-Man. Like it just feels like you know what I'm saying. It don't got that flair. It don't got that extra spice. It don't feel like it's nothing. It's nothing towards it. Sony won't let the character do shit in the MCU. This is pretty much another thing that bogs him down really, really hard. Is the fact that he's not allowed to appear in any media but himself. And when he does cross over with other characters, they pretty much always steal the spotlight. Like, imagine all like characters in his movies just popping up like it's party time. Like, oh yeah, y'all want Maria Hill and Nick Fury in his movies? Here y'all go. Like they just signing up and shit like that. Like it's just a free for all. You know what I'm saying? Doctor Strange. Ooh, look at me. I'm in the Spider-Man movie. Ooh, Daredevil. Ooh, wee, yeah. You know what I'm saying? We having the time of our lives. But Spider-Man not allowed to be in anything else. You know what I'm saying? All these fools could just guest appear and shit and like that and take over, but he can't do nothing. I think that's stupid. Sony need to get their shit together, man, because right now people just, they over here, they sucking away his life energy. They just feeding off this man like on some vampire shit. That's weak. I think that's cheap and weak. You know what I'm saying? That's real. That sucks. So much for the Spider-Man MCU. That being a good thing. I think it's to his detriment so far. uh, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and end this part right here. I got actually way more to talk about, but I don't have enough footage. Um, Footage as in like background clips, things like that. I'm gonna ahead and save this. I'm gonna make this a part one, and I'm gonna do a part two later on. Pretty much finishing up my points and things like that. But you pretty much get the gist of why for right now in this part that I can't stand this character. But there's a lot more to talk about. If I missed anything that you guys want to talk about, it'll probably be in my next video. But you can go ahead and comment it down below. And I'll probably start a convo up there, down there, and let y'all know. I might even address it in my next video if I miss something. So let me know. Yeah, I can't stand this iteration. I really hope Tom Holland. I wish best on his acting career, but I hope he gets life wiped out of the MCU. I couldn't care no more. I couldn't care anymore for his portrayal. I don't want Ned or Zendaya back either. And Tom said if they don't return, then he's not returning. So I want them gone, so he could leave. I don't like them either way. I don't like any of the main three. I want all of them gone. It's just how I feel. I'm perfect with a recast. It's even fine. I won't even. I'm at this point. I'm just waiting to see if they give my man Andrew a TASM 3, because if as far as Spider-Man goes, and you know what I'm saying, the movie, the live action movie, that's what I'm really looking forward to. I just couldn't care about MCU as of right now, man. If they do take him serious, the next film, the next Spider-Man 4 film that MCU gets, I probably won't like it as much, as because he still has that whack supporting cast, and you know they're gonna die to crave. I mean, you know they're gonna die to put some humor in there, just because like they always love to put the little MCU humor, sprinkle it in there and shit like that. So I really couldn't give a hell. But yeah, I'm going to end part one right here, man. Let me know what y'all think about the video, man. Get back, Rocky Times, Active Game, Blur, 2K Game, Rice, go hard to go home. I'm out. I'll catch y'all on the next part two of this. Peace.